Hi, I'm Lesley Ormsby and I'm a psychic medium. I live in New Zealand. I was actually also born in New Zealand, so anyway, I'm a native, you could say, to New Zealand, and Aotearoa is the Māori term for that. So my heritage is not only Māori, but it goes back to the Irish, where my great-great-great-grandfather, might be one more great actually, is Irish. So, and then from there, there's a long story to that, but we end up going right back to the Vikings. So it's kind of really an interesting story, as with most people's heritage. So anyway, I'm wanting to let you know that I'm doing these readings, and they're astrological readings. I'm following along the star signs basically. So what we will be covering, like Spirit and I, when I talk about Spirit, it's not only my guides, but I connect in with the angels. I also connect in with multi-dimensional energies. So and I do have some videos out already with working with some of my multi-dimensional guides, so you can hop on my YouTube page and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But today I'm going to be doing the second series that I've done in the astrological star sign readings. So for October, gosh, this year's gone really, really fast. So we're going to get underway soon, and let me see, I think there's something else I wanted to talk to you about. I'm so excited as I get when I'm doing this. Typical Gemini, and I'm not going to start with Gemini today, so I'm going to start with Aries today. But with me, yeah, like I say, I work with all these different energies, and I love working with crystals. And Jesus Christ, you know, he's my main man, is with Archangel Michael. He's my other main man. God, I've got a lot of main men actually, because Archangel Raphael is always around as well. But you know, I started doing this work 20 years ago. More so, it's always been with me, this ability. It's not, to me, it's not just a gift, it's an ability as well. And there are certain skills that I've picked up along the way to get me to a place where I am today. And so I'm able to confidently, I suppose, express spirits, your angels, guides, helpers, and your whānau that come through, or I was going to say whānau tūpuna that come through, which means, you know, ancestors in Māori, come through to bring you messages of love, inspiration, guidance, you know, direction, or just even healing, you know, healing. And sometimes, you know, just that spoken word as I love you can be the healer for you. So yeah, just hold tight and we'll get started soon. Good morning, Scorpio. Now, I've got this session is for October 2018, and astrological reading for you. Now, it's interesting because I've got to sit up straight and take notice, okay? So they're just saying sit up straight and take notice, because I feel like there's been a shift in you with last month, and a shift in perspective mainly, and a shift in body as well is interesting enough. I feel like I've come like a full circle to some degree, and I want to like sit up straight. So what they're saying when I do that is like sit up straight and take note, okay? And they're just saying take note of where you've come from to where you are now. So where you've been to where you're now, because you've made some, I feel like some quite significant steps into taking charge of your own life. Now, it also, I felt like a pain, or not a sharp pain, but a dull pain in the back of my heart chakra, okay, and also my thymus, which is my with our throat chakra. So they just joined me to working through that, okay. There must have been some more stuff that you did do. They're just talking about stuff that you might have done last month or in October, but haven't quite finished doing it. So it will go on into this October month. So, but I do feel that when you go in, as you're going into like the first week, it's going to start to wane away, because I can just feel like energy just lightening up a bit for you, and coming into that first month. Okay, first of the week of the month of October, and then things will start to hurry up and like zhuzh up, and it's like wow, and it's almost like I can see like a flower blossoming out and opening up with some new beginnings and new opportunities that stem from old opportunities that, and I say old, but it's like old stuff that's kind of been healed, and it's like it's coming around, you know. So there's going to be some new projects that are going to come up, and it's like, yay. And I just feel too, some things are going to come up, and it's not going to be, I'm like getting like a whole, it's almost like a whole lot. There's like, it just, what will happen, it's going to open up a whole lot of different doors, and you're going to go like, one of, shall I go here, shall I go there, shall I go there? But it's like, yes, you shall go to all of those, but one at a time. And it's just like, pick one, and I feel like you'll be guided to pick, you know, pick it, because it's just like stand out. It's like, I could see it like just glowing orange or glowing green, and it's like, I know, okay, yep, that's it. And the others will be a little bit duller, so you'll go to the one that shines its light brighter for you. So they're just saying, you know, that's how you'll get through them all. So October for you is going to be like really, there's like a major transitional stage, and you know, where you're going to go with your creative side, and how you're going to put in, like when they're talking about marketing, they're talking about, you know, bringing all your skills together. They're talking about, you know, filming, you know, or get videoing, and they're talking about, you know, new people coming in, you know, not just from, you know, not just unearthly people. They're talking about other higher being, and you know, energies, and they're talking about, you know, angels, all that sort of thing. So and even for some of you, there might be the God energy that comes in, because it's something new to you. So just, you know, it's just kind of like, you know, really interesting. It's going to be a really interesting month to see what happens. But I do feel like it's going to be a lot lighter than, you know, in more in flow this, you know, coming October, coming up for you. And then there will be some like really strange shit that's going to happen too. Like, it's like, what the hell? And this is what I mean. It's going to be like do 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 do, and it's, everything's like starting to align up. It's not so much going to be like that anymore. It's starting to like more just little bits like that. It's more of the movement. It's going to be moving in that way, not just like that. And it's like erratic, but it's more in a flowing way. So, but it's kind of like, you know, in this last month, in like September, and even like what's before September, August, you know, it's like things have been like just everywhere, and it's like, and like it has thrown a lot of people like all this information coming, and some of you who are, you know, think they're not spiritually connected, but you actually are. There's like, you know, you would have felt it, but in a different way, and not understanding it. But for those of you, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like, yeah, okay, but filtering. It's just a filtering period of September and October. It'd be more filtering, but more movement. And now that filtering is like coming to a fruition, where it's being a little bit more settled, and you know, far out, this is what I'm going to do, this is how it's going to happen, da 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 da. So, you know, even now it's starting to happen, where things are starting to like pop in and unfold and all sorts of things. So freaking excited I am for you, because, you know, I just want to jump in on it, you know. But it's kind of like, yep, that's cool, just go for it. It's kind of like being out there, but balanced, you know, balanced. I'm cool cucumber. And it's kind of, I feel I want to get excited, but it's like, no, just do that, walk. But, you know, I'm lost for words, actually, how cool this is. I just get ready to look at my cards, and I'm really drawn to, you know, this clear quartz. So if you've got a really nice piece, you know, that you like to wear, you know, pop it in your bra or your pocket or whatever. You know, if you know, if you're male, just bung it in your pocket, you know, or like in a tonga, you know, a necklace or something like that, and put it on. But you have this is going to be really good for you, like, is keeping yourself centered and focused at the moment through October, because it will help, you know, really keep you centered and focused, especially with everything that's going on. So you can target exactly where you need to get to, when you need to get to it, if you need to get to it. So, because I feel like there's still going to be a lot of information coming through, and the fact that I'm talking like really quickly, it's like there's a lot of spiritual information that's going to go through, because they make me like rabbit on like nothing. So there's a lot of, you know, so there's still going to be that, but that's why this will be really good. Clear quartz. They're also talking about like obsidian as well, to help with grounding, or even jasper as well. That helps with grounding and clears some negative stuff away as well. So there may be this, well, define negative, because you see, I don't see a lot of things as negative. So, you know, this is kind of me being, but it's kind of, it's not, it's out, stuff that's coming out that can like interfere with our clarity. And it's like, you know, sometimes we need to be in our own space so we can do, you know, whatever it is we need to do, like with how I'm working now, or when you're working on your project, or when you're working in your office and there's stuff going on outside and other people's stuff coming out. So it's just really staying in your own space, learning to stay in your own space so you can focus on what it is that you need to do. Yeah, pretty way fracking cool. So anyway, I'm going to do this because I feel like some of you are kind of still a little bit lost but on that, and but you know, once you ground yourself, I feel like you'll figure it out. For those of you that haven't quite figured it out yet. So, oh, okay, I'm gonna go. That's not quite what I thought now. Okay, well, I didn't really want to go to this one yet, but hang on, let's come up. So, relationship shift. Okay, so I feel like there's a relationship shift and to do with someone in the family, okay, or people within the family more so, and a relationship shift, yeah, like with mother, father, brother, sister, you know, cousin, uncles, that sort of within the family. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in there, and it's like, okay, but it's a shift in perspective more so. But then with the shift in the perspective comes a shift in the being as well. So it's kind of like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to let that shit get to me. It's not mine. And I'm just going to, you know, carry on and love and light. And I'm not even going to be angry about it. You know, I'm not even going to be like upset about it. I'm not going to like, because it's, you know what, it's a waste of your energy. So your energy is better spent with the projects that you've got friggin' lined up, accidentally, knowingly, spiritually, and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot that's lined up. So just keep moving towards that, because they'll see, whether they're on board with you or not, they'll see where you're going. It doesn't really matter. And whether they, you know, or not. But, you know, there are friends that are out there that are more on board than what your family are. Some of them. Not all of them, but some of them. And, you know, I know that feeling. But, hey, that's just me. And it's okay, because that's just them. They're not where I am at the moment, okay? Oh, you know what? There's one that I've just flicked through there, and it's caught my eye. And I want to find it, because that really... God. And it was to do with stomach, actually. It said stomach, but I'm not going to find it now. Oh, health. Okay, that's flipped over. But where's that one? It's flipped over back in here. And well, I think I see it. It's all right. It's me, you know. No. Oh, river. Oh, intention. Oh, it's back to front. That's not going to... I saw stomach. Anyway, I'm going to go with it, because it's just like... It was just like, whoa, I'm going to go back with that one. So, stomach, which draws me to the health. So, it's kind of like making sure you know, making sure that you, with all the stuff that's going on next month, that you're going to need to, like, watch your health. So, putting in, you know, water, you know, or liquid, so you're not dehydrated. You know, watching what foods you're eating, so you're going to be like, oh, camera happy, you know, camera... and moving around the energy, because this is what they're doing. They're holding my hands up like that, and it's just like they're sizing things up. That's how I see it, and they're like getting you to have that clearer vision of where you go, because it does matter what food we put in our bodies sometimes, because some foods make us like, ooh, and other foods might like lift us. It's just like, yeah, cigarettes, you know, at a time, you know, that can make you feel, and some of them like then heightened. So it can be, you know, it's just, yeah, being mindful about what you're doing and keeping that. And your intention, you know, what is your intention? Where are you going with it? What do you want to do? You know, it's like with that vision board, and that will help you like figure out where you're going to be going with all these different things that are going to line up, which one to choose first, in that sort of sense as well. So, yeah, because it's like, on, you know, even though your intuition will pop in it, it's really strong. For some of you, you're going to need to, like, you know, and you'll see stuff. Some of you, it's kind of like you're not so faux pas with that, so you're going to need a different way of mulling through, you know, figuring out which it is for you. So it's about going to what your intention is where you're wanting to go with things in your life, okay, as to which one it will happen. But I do feel like there is some intuitive side there, but you might feel like you need to have a little bit more information. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I do too. Okay, so but going back into this relationship stuff as well, a shift. You know, there's also for the single ones the perspective of, you know, that change is, you know, there's a little tweak there. Okay, I might just go a little bit further with, you know, something, someone, and, you know, put myself out there a little bit further. Now that river, okay, so the river for me at this point is symbolic of, you know, going with the flow, okay? Your river at the moment is really quite fast, okay? So, and it's, to me, I'm seeing it just flowing quite quickly. Not running really, you know, really fast, but it's moving quite fluidly, quite quickly. It's, you know, it's a matter of time now. Make your move basically, and just go with that flow. Otherwise, man, you're gonna kick yourself if you don't. So, and it's just like, yeah, being, you know, mindful. Okay, this is my intention. This is where I want to go. This is how I'm gonna do it. And it was always with love. With love, you'll think. Excuse me, you'll figure it out. It's like, oh, okay, Spirit, just like, then they'll belch like that. It's like something's not feeling right. So if something's not feeling right, just go with it. Something's coming up from the belly. So this going back to the health thing again. So if something's not feeling right, just, you know, and not you haven't had a chance to digest it, just go with the flow again. You might have to step back, step to the side, and wait till you get a few more clues with that one, or put it to the side. Okay. That's their last word, really. Apart from peace, love, harmony, and joy, and I'll see you next month.